Okay, 𝘺𝗵𝗺, 5784. I'm here by at the Kotel. Haven't been here all day, just came. It's shvitzing. It's definitely shvitzing. So I'm going to keep this video quite short. Try and give a positive spin on 𝘺𝗵𝗺. Having just done the 𝘀𝗵𝗺 in shul, the lamentations, going back through the history of the Jewish people. Pretty miserable, to be honest with you. That's why I said in my last video, not a fan of 𝘺𝗵𝗺. I don't know how you can be, but yeah, I do appreciate the experience of it, and I understand the purpose of it. You've got to go down to come up, and I had the great pleasure and the honour to be with Dr. David Lukins today at the OU Centre in Jerusalem. He's a bit of a legend. I've been with him many times on 𝘺𝗵𝗺 over the years. I just like him. Good stories, like authentic guy, dipping in and out of the 𝘀𝗵𝗺, explanations, stories, Rav Soloveitchik vibe, or the Soloveitchik family vibe. And I think that the thing that really comes through, the positive message to take out of the 𝘀𝗵𝗺, is that we go through this process. At the beginning, it's what he calls primal scream, like anger. How can the destructions that have happened to us, how can that have actually happened? How can Hashem have allowed that to happen? How can he let this happen to his people? Just terrible destruction, murder at the hands of the goyim, who like have seemingly no merit in doing this to us. But I think that's kind of the point, is maybe they don't. Maybe we do it to ourselves. When we distance ourselves from Hashem, we create the distance of his protection. And if we're not protected by Hashem, then we're pretty screwed, to be honest. Hence why I'm sitting in front of a Kotel that's in ruins. It's another, like, for me, 𝘺𝗵𝗺 and the Kotel are like the same thing. Like, it's shameful that we sit in front of a ruined Beit HaMikdash, a ruined temple. We must never make the Kotel the focus. We're like, this is temporary. Like, the Kotel is not the goal. The goal is to get behind the wall, not to stay this side of the wall, but in a full sense, like, Mashiach and 𝘀𝗵𝗺, the whole story. I want to wake up in the morning and smell the 𝘀𝗵𝗺 in the air of Jerusalem. At the moment, it's like you can't smell anything. In fact, you smell the opposite. So back to the 𝘀𝗵𝗺. So the process is like you go from this anger to kind of negotiation, trying to talk our way out of it, and then you move from the negotiation. You move into like acceptance, like, because the negotiation, you're still in denial. As a Jew, as the Jewish people, you're in denial. You're like, no, we did nothing wrong. It was all you, Hashem. How could you do this to us? But then it switches. Because I've got my notes on my phone, so I can't actually refer to them. I think it's Kina 31, where you suddenly see a bit of humility kick in. And it's like, all right. We did this. We definitely contributed in a major way. The Torah is pretty binary. Hashem says, if you keep my Torah and keep my laws, and you're good boys and girls, then you get to enjoy my protection, and everything's going to be sweet. If you move away from that because your free will sort of compels you that way, you're on your own more. There's never a full absence of protection, obviously, because we have that special relationship, which obviously the nations can't stand, and they try and capitalize on any weakness. Our weakness is their strength. It's not the other way around. They have no strength without our weakness. That's why we need to always be strong. And that's why in the current war we have to show great strength. Nothing ridiculous, like, don't be silly. We haven't got a mandate to go and just nuke the whole world. That's just stupid. But we have to show strength, mostly strength in HaKadosh Baruch Hu and Hashem, and strength in ourselves, and belief that in the land of Israel, and belief that we're here. So after this negotiation and then acceptance comes the reconciliation. takes us all the way through to the end of the 𝘀𝗵𝗺. And this reconciliation is a beautiful thing, because now you're talking about an open, honest, authentic dialogue with Hashem. You're no longer saying this was never us. Now it's speaking truth, speaking real truth to real power, and you get your power from speaking the truth. So, and then it ends on a high note, even though it weaves it in and out of like terrible things that have happened. And of course there was a 𝘀𝗵𝗺 written this year by 𝘀𝗵𝗺cie, which is very moving, about October the 7th. Painful to read, because it's like happening now, you know, it's still happening, it's fresh. This is not an ancient 𝘀𝗵𝗺, this is now. But we end on a 𝘀𝗵𝗺, you know, we end on a high, and that's the hope, and that's the light, and that's the end of the journey. So even though I'm sitting here well, it's beautiful. I mean, the weather's beautiful. It's difficult to sit in boiling hot heat when you're fasting. It's now 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But, you know, it's worth the sacrifice to schlep over to the Kotel. Just to put in my, you know, my 10 cents, my 10 pennies worth of Hashem, sort it out, help us out. We're with you. And we want this not to happen again on the 9th of Av, on Tisha B'Av. We don't want to be sitting this side with me sitting at a camera. I'd rather be taking my camera behind the wall, if they'll let me. I don't care if they don't let me, because at that point I don't need to make these videos, because everything's been done. So that's the message: hope, strength. Constantly back yourself as a Jew. Never be afraid to express your Jewishness and your pride in being a Jew. Magen David, always the Magen David. David HaMelech is the lineage of Mashiach. Never forget that. Adam is spelled Aleph, Daled, Mem, which is Adam. Aleph, Daled is David HaMelech, and Mem is Mashiach. Mashiach comes at the end of the line. So we look forward, please God it will be today. We look forward to Mashiach coming. We look forward to a great victory of Israel over those that hate us, those that despise us because of our connection to reality. That's why they hate us. They don't hate us just because of no reason. They hate us because they know about and they understand well our relationship with Hashem and our relationship with reality, and we bug them. We are, you know, I say it many times, Hitler was right, you know, we are the conscience of the world, because we're trying to bring in this otherness, this other world into the physical world. And anyone who's living for this physical world would be like, shut up, just go away. We don't want that. Just get lost. We want you gone. That's why they want us gone. You have to understand that as the root. They want us gone because we bring a conscience, spiritual conscience to the world. So hopefully, Bezrat Hashem, very soon we'll see that spiritual conscience seeping in to the Jewish people from every single member of the Jewish people, and from that we will be the true Or LaGoyim, the light of the nations, and we'll see Mashiach. And I look forward to seeing you in a beautiful, perfect, fixed up world. And we could say Tisha B'Av Sameach. Lots of love.